I have been waiting to start this series on the channel for a very long time. And now that Sam has started making videos on the channel, hold on a sec. Now that Sam has started making videos on the channel, I think it's about time we did. So starting today, the second or sometimes third video of the week, whichever video comes out at the end of the week, will either be a video about making your stream look more professional with overlay designs or widgets or whatever with Sam, or it'll be a video about building PCs and PC components for streaming with Lemonade. They'll alternate. This channel's growing. I like it. So let's get to redesigning your stream. Sam!
Yes? Jeepers creepers. Well, okay, I guess we're starting then. You guys sent me your alerts, your animations, your overlays, your stream assets, so I'm going to be taking a look at them and fix them up in the way that I would have them if I was using them on my own stream. Keep in mind that this is art and it is subjective to each person individually. You're allowed to dislike these. That's what makes everyone's stream so unique. So, with that said and done, let's jump right in and see what you guys have sent over. Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Sam, and in today's video, I'm going to be pimping out your stream. Before we get started on today's video, guys, I do want to mention that I do stream on Twitch. I'm live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday evenings. The link is in the description below if you guys want to come and check me out and drop me a follow. Also, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. There were a few submissions from you guys when we mentioned we would be doing this video, and so I'm going to go through this entire list of submissions, see which ones catch my eye, and see which ones I can actually fix up in a way that I would use on my own stream, and see what creative things we can do. The goal here is to have a variety of large to small changes in design and give you guys some tips, and then you guys can improve your own designs in the future if you guys really want to mess around with your overlays on your own. Right, let's get started. Let's find our first victim. Let's have a little look. Ooh, this one looks alright. I like the red and black, so you know what? Let's check this one out.
Alright, 20 seconds to show you everything. So here's my follower and subscriber notifications.
Okay.
I do not have a sticker transition. Here's my full face cam. The placement of these notifications are horrible. I have a BRB and a starting soon screen.
I like it. I like the kind of Kung Fu Japanese style music you got going on right here. I also like the black and red design. What I think you could do is with these alerts you've got going on right here, I think we could do something really cool there. I think the name is a Ninja. I think we can maybe do something a lot more with the ninja theme and maybe have something like this. You got this little ninja star in your overlay right here. Why don't you turn that into an alert where maybe like it flies in like from some part of the screen and hits the side of the webcam, and the name of the person appears if they're followed or subscribed to the channel. The name appears right there, and then maybe the ninja star could fall off or disappear or something and have some nice sound effects when it falls off and hits the side of the webcam. I think we should do that. I want to see that. I want to design that. I think that'll look pretty cool. Let's do that. So for a Ninja's redesigned stream alerts, what I've done is I've actually designed a ninja star inside of Affinity Designer. And this is the software that I use for all of the graphic design stuff that we do on Harris's channel as well as my own Twitch channel. And I've brought it into Apple Motion. I'm going to be animating the star coming in left to right and then hitting a Ninja's webcam on the side here. So what he can do then is he can have the person's name, if it's a follower or a subscriber, it can hit the side of the wall, have the name fade on the side of the ninja star. I think this will look really clean, really simple, and it will, you know, match his branding of being a ninja. You know what I mean? What I want to do first of all is I'm going to group the ninja star in its own group, and then what we're going to do is we're going to animate just the layer, not the group. We're going to animate the layer coming in left to right. What we're going to do is we're going to animate backwards, so we're going to press a keyframe on the X position right here. We're then going to move back, and then we're going to move it off screen towards the left. Select both these keyframes and make sure this is set to linear. I want it to start and then hit the side and not really slow down or speed up in any particular way. Well, actually, what we can do is we can make this bottom one here Bezier, and we can make this a really quick sweeping animation. If I move it off a little bit further, that looks pretty cool, actually. I quite like that. We'll leave it as that. So then what we need to do is animate the rotation to make it animate as if someone's thrown it and it's spinning like a batarang or like a ninja star. Pretty much. Add a keyframe for the rotation. Maybe make it like a 200-degree offset. What I might do actually, I might actually offset the rotation a little bit when it hits the side of the webcam. Maybe not make it so 90 degrees. Maybe give it a bit more of a an angle like that, and then just bring it forward just a little bit more like that. So it's got an angle. It's hit the side of the webcam and it's embedded straight into the side. So rather than having it fade away what we'll do is we'll animate the group now to rotate and then fall off the axis. And what we're going to do with that is we're going to make the anchor point of this group the spike that's embedded into the webcam. That will allow us to animate the rotation from that point, from that axis like that, as you can see, rather than the middle of the star. So the rotation down like so, and then just have it fall off screen. So there we have a nice quick little animation of a ninja star slamming into the side of his webcam. It'll then sit there for a couple of seconds, and then it will just fall off and then hit the ground. And you can add some really cool sound effects to this, maybe like the kind of whirring sound of some wind flying by, and then have like kind of like a metal clink as it hits the ground. I'm really happy with this one. I think this one's a really simple, really cool, really elegant design that I think will work really well for your stream. I just realized I'm gonna need to rate these as well. So how about we give this a rating of an 8. An 8 out of 10 Harrises, I think, this redesign. 8 out of 10. Okay, cool. Let's move on. Let's have a look at this one.
Okay, let's do this. Starting soon. Gameplay screen.
Okay.
With the game.
I like this design, actually. Really nice, really simple. I like the kind of watercolor kind of theme you got going on. You got a bit of pink, bit of white, bit of light blue, maybe some orange in there as well. It's working really well. What I would like to do is maybe tweak your starting soon and your ending screens just a little bit. I think we could do something really cool here, but maybe we emulate that same style of animation that you have here with your with the cigarette smoking. It's kind of stop motion animation style of effect, and maybe implement it here with maybe some text wiggling, or kind of as if it's like the text is alive in some way. Okay, cool, let's do that. So what I've done is I've remade the scene from this to this, and I've used a thicker font in general for this because I don't really have the same one that you use, so I've used this one in the time being. But I think for the purposes of this demonstration, this design, and for this video, I'm going to use this font and show you what we can do with it, because I want to do something really cool with the text here, and I want to give it that wiggle I mentioned. I want to give it some kind of life and energy. So what we're going to do is use motion. On the behaviors tab on here, we have a thing called continuous, which is for text-based animation properties, and we have here a quiver animation. And what that does is it creates a kind of jittery jiggle little effect here that I want to use and kind of take a little bit further for her starting soon screen. Now it's something called a strobe effect. And what a strobe effect is basically it lowers the frame rate of a particular video file or particular effect to make it look as though it's in strobe lighting. So what you can do, at the minute it's going at 15 frames per second. So what I can do is I can make this 6 frames per second, and it will create this kind of jittery stop motion thing. If I make it say 3 frames per second, it does it even less. That's pretty much what I'm going to do for her overlay at this point. Like, that is a simple little tweak that she can have on her stream, replicates her brand a little bit more, and I feel like it will add a lot more value to her stream. Your overlay actually wasn't too bad before. I think we've brought it up to a solid 7 out of 10 lemons. How about that? I think that works. Yeah, right. Let's move on. What's this guy at the very bottom here? Let's have a little look. Okay.
My intermission screen normally has gameplay, but for the sake of this demonstration, it does not. My webcam only screen, and then full webcam.
I really like this design. I feel like it works really well. It's very clean, very minimal. The one thing that really stands out to me at the moment is this red banner at the bottom here, this red kind of layer, this solid. We can do something really cool with that for your designs, because I think at the minute, these scenes are a little bit stationary, and I kind of want to add a little bit of life to them. Especially for a long period of time, if it's going to be on a soon screen for a long time. I feel like having something there that will animate slowly, like an animated element, will work really well. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I think I'm going to work on that for you. We've got CJ stuff here in Apple Motion, and I'm going to work on the background of this red solid here. I kind of want to give it like an animated texture, and I'm thinking of going like for like a half-tone comic book style effect and animate that to give it some life for the starting soon screen, and then we can replicate that across these other scenes, so like his chill mode stream and his intermission screen. So I'm going to work on that right now, and the way to do that is by making a gradient generator, like so. We're going to make it black and white, filters, and then we're going to go down to stylize, and it's going to be under half tone, like so. And what that does, if I make this a little bit bigger and take up the contrast, you will see we have these almost kind of like circle dots that are in this kind of triangle or diamond or kite shape formation here. And then the way we're going to do that is by adding an image mask, and we're going to have an image mask to cut out what we need and get rid of what we don't need. Go to properties and change the blend mode to say screen, is we have just the dots on their own and they taper off. Then what I want to do is I want to animate the movement of this. So I'm going to go to the center, I'm going to add a keyframe at the start, and I'm going to add, say, 105 to the X position to make sure it loops. This is where it gets a bit finicky, trying to kind of line these up and get these looking just right so that they loop over time. And that is pretty much it, guys. That's pretty much what I wanted to do for this design. I feel like it's a great design to begin with. I feel like it was really nice and clean and minimal, but this adds just an extra bit of detail. It just completes the entire set, and I think it works really well. I think it kind of adds a little bit of life to the scene. I think having this across all of the scenes to keep consistency is going to be great. It's going to look really good for your stream. As an extra bit of detail, I wanted to add something to your webcam and to give that a bit of life and a bit of color, because being a solid color like this is a bit boring and doesn't really kind of add anything to your design. So what I've done is I've actually added some red streaks on the left and right here, where these cutouts are that go from bottom to top and animate up. So yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to do with this one, to add a bit more life, a bit more energy to the scene, and hopefully you like it. Okay, let's rate this one. How about an 8 out of 10, Daleks? How about that? All right, let's move on. What's this one here? This looks like, oh, this is like a space theme. What's this one?
This is my starting soon screen. This is my be right back. And this is my ending soon screen. Okay,
I like this space design you've gone for. I like the starting soon ending screens, this kind of hyperspace style effect here, where you've got the kind of looks for traveling through hyperspace or traveling in time in some way. It reminds me of Doctor Who a little bit, not gonna lie, so I can relate. I think the one thing that's lacking throughout your design, I think the one thing that it's this be right back screen. I think you got a lot of immersive design here. You got a lot of immersive movement in your scenes. I think we can maybe play around with your be right back screen and maybe give it some movement, some immersion, maybe do something like a rotating planet or some description, and maybe do something like a lens flare in the corner. And let's do that. Let's make this be right back screen look a bit better. So I'm inside of After Effects right now working on Gravity's be right back screen, and I went ahead and actually redesigned what I wanted to actually do. So I'm going to break it down for you guys, because I wanted to spend a little time working on it, making it look really cool, and it would have been too long for the video, unfortunately. But I want to break it down, show you my design ideas and my design points, and I kind of wanted to show you how immersive the scene now actually is in comparison to the one that it has at the moment. It will match a lot more to the other scenes inside of his overlay. So we have this one right now, which is what his current one looks like. And if I turn it off, this is what we've been redesigning. We have optical flares, we have a 3D planet, and we have the same background, but all I've done is I've just improved upon it and built upon it, added a few more stars in there, added a nice kind of sun that's giving a shine effect on the side of the planet here. And this is all 3D, by the way. So this is a 3D planet that rotates in time. The lens flare reacts to the movement of the camera as well. There's a lot of elements going on here, so let's break it down bit by bit and show you guys what I actually did. So we have an optical flares layer right here, which is a plugin by Video Copilot. In fact, every plugin I pretty much use in this project is done by Video Copilot, and this gives us loads of options for creating really cool dynamic flares, as you can see, that really add a lot to the kind of space theme that we're going for. And then from there, what I've done is I've actually added a VC Orb plugin. VC Orb is a plugin by Video Copilot to create this kind of 3D planet effect. If I turn off all these effects and show you on its own, this is what the planet looks like on its own without anything on there. It is 3D, it reacts in 3D space to the camera. As you can see, we've made a really immersive be right back screen that Gravity can use to match the style and branding of his starting soon and his ending scenes on his stream. I think it works really well. It's a massive improvement from what we had there, as you can see. So I think he's going to really like it and use it a lot on his stream. I think it looks really dope. So Gravity's actually looked pretty good, except for the be right back screen. So the rating on his, I'm probably going to give it a solid 8.5 Pokeballs out of 10. I think that's right. I'm giving myself that rating. Good stuff, Sam. Good job, Sam. Well done. Pat yourself in the back. Okay, let's move on. All right, let's find one more that we can do that make it look really cool. What's this one here? This is loud. Okay. I like that transition. And one thing I want to do is make it 3D. Have a 3D dice. 3D 20-sided dice that comes bounding towards the screen, comes bouncing in from like the top here down and then towards the camera, similar to how Harris's has his blue shell transition, and I have a 3D TARDIS on my stream. I think doing something like that would look really, really cool and add a lot more flair to the stream. So let's do that. I'm going to be using After Effects with Element 3D. Element 3D is a plugin for After Effects that lets you do 3D stuff inside of After Effects. This one's been a fun one so far because I can't actually seem to find a 3D 20-sided dice, which has been fun. And I also can't find the texture if I wanted to make my own. So it's been fun, been crazy. So for this one, we're going to start with just the bare basics for this particular video, and then I'll make some tweaks to it later on down the line and make it look like a 20-sided dice. But we're going to make one inside of After Effects, and for this one I'm going to actually make a sphere. a 3D sphere. Because then in After Effects, what you can do is you can turn on no smoothing, and then you can reduce the size of it down like so. So this one I think is 20-sided. Yes, that is a 20-sided dice. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna animate this, bounce in, and then hit the camera. So we're gonna add a position keyframe. It's gonna bounce down, and then I want it to go towards the camera. Now it's gonna add some rotation to the actual dice, and the best way to do that is by holding down the Option key and clicking on the little stopwatch next to Z rotation. So begin time times, let's say 40. Let's see how that looks. You have a little bit of rotation there, maybe a little bit more. Let's say 70. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add a bit of rotation that when it hits the ground, it's going to start rotating an extra axis. So we're going to hit on the X rotation. We're going to keyframe this. When it hits the ground here, we're going to have it rotate just a little bit more like that. What that will do is I'll create a bit more of a realistic drop. When you chuck something on a particular axis, it will then rotate and then hit something else and then bounce in a particular direction and rotate in a different way. So it creates a bit more of a realistic animation. And that pretty much is where we're going to leave this one for now. What we can do to take this one a little bit further is we can make little text elements as text layers inside of After Effects and have 1 to 20, and then inside of Element 3D we can pull those in and then add 3D numbers to each side of the dice. But it's a bit time consuming. We're not going to go that far for this video, but you guys can kind of see what this looks like and what a quick little 3D animation can do. As an extra piece of advice I would give you in terms of your design, just get rid of your username on your scenes here, like your starting soon screen, your be right back screen and stuff like that. People know your name. If they've clicked on your channel, they've got an idea who you are. It's just extra space that could be used for something else, and it just, you know, it looks a bit amateurish in my opinion. It doesn't really add anything, doesn't really take anything away, just there for no reason. So take that away and I think you'll have a cleaner stream. Also, what I would say is on your blue here, as you see here on the number here, it's very hard to read against the black and it's just a bit of a blur. So make the blue a little bit brighter, make it desaturate just a little bit, make it a bit more of a pastel blue, and I think you've got a pretty nice color scheme there. I really liked your transition before I even did any work on it, but I think having a 3D element to your stream just adds an extra dimension, I suppose you could say, that really enhances the production quality of your stream. So I'm gonna give myself 9 out of 10 for that one. I think I did a really good job. I searched the internet trying to find a 20-sided dice, couldn't find one that was available to use, nor could I find a 20-sided dice texture. So you know what, I'm giving myself 9 out of 10 for that one. And that is pretty much everything, guys. Thank you so much to everybody that submitted their designs. I'm sorry we didn't get to see everybody in this video, but I'm sure there'll be more videos on stream design in the very near future. Once again, guys, if you have any questions about the stuff I mentioned on today's video, I do stream on Twitch. I'm live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You can ask me any questions there, or if you want to be a part of an amazing community of content creators and streamers, ask for advice to get some tips, or even submit your own stream designs for a potential video in the future, then be sure to jump into the Discord. The link is in the description below. And as always, guys, happy streaming. People coming into my chat saying, oh, I had a I'm back after really nice.
Wait, that's my shadow. Just kidding, that's my shadow.
Okay, Alex, maybe you need to go back to bed after this game.